Nobody is talking about the Winter Olympics right now, and I get it, the world's a mess, there's a lot going on, but I need you to stop whatever you're doing because the Milan Cortina Winter Olympics was not a sporting event. It was a circus, a full-blown clown convention on ice and snow, and I'm here to report on every single idiot involved. We had cheating, blatant, embarrassing, can't even hide it cheating. We had an Olympic winner who confessed to the world that he is cheating on his girlfriend. We had a meat-watching scandal that made international news. We had condom shortages. And at the end of this video, I have one final story that I promise is worth sitting through all of this. We saw with Lindsey Vonn, American alpine skier, one of the greatest to ever do it. She is almost 40 years old, which in ski racing is essentially elderly. No offense, Lindsey. 1 week before the Olympics, 1 week, she completely ruptures her ACL. Now, any normal human being in this situation books a flight home and orders soup. Not Lindsey though, she shows up to the games anyways. She gets in the gym and starts working out on the torn ACL. I don't know what exercise this is, but it looked questionable and I will not be trying it. Anyways, she gets on the mountain and crashes 13 seconds in and gets carted off. Experts confirmed the torn ACL didn't even cause the crash. She just crashed separately on her own, which somehow makes this whole thing more impressive. Okay, let's talk figure skating and ice dancing. This is where it gets bad. You got your two teams, Team America, Team France. The Americans are the heavy favorites and the French are the reported underdogs in winning this year. Now, knowing that information, you should have probably bet your money on France because the underdogs won. But everyone has a problem with this because the French skaters had visible errors in their twizzles. If you don't know what a twizzle is, don't worry, neither do I, but messing them up is bad. The Americans were nearly flawless. So how did France win? There was one judge who was a French judge on a 9-person panel. He gave the US pair the lowest score out of all 9 judges. Not slightly lower, 5 full points below the average. In figure skating, that's massive. And then he gave the French pair 3 points above the average. The US accused the French judge of inflating the French score, which handed them gold, and the French judge said absolutely nothing and went home. Anyway, curling. Canada vs Sweden. Stay with me now. Mid-match, a Canadian player touches the rock after it crosses the line. That's illegal. The Swedish team notices. Eventually, it turns into a whole thing. There's arguing, there's finger pointing. This dude is ominously telling them he will show them a video after the game. It got super heated. Mind you, these guys are losing their shit over sliding rocks. Actually, to be fair, that's a valid crash out. I can't forget the days where you'd play rock, paper, scissors with the bros and genuinely start fucking tweaking when you play scissors into their rock. At the end of it all, the Canadian that cheated got away with it, but some cheaters aren't trying to run from it. Some might be on national television right now confessing the cheating. Meet Sturla Holm Leichrit, a Norwegian biathlete, the sport where you ski and also carry a rifle, which is a combination I actively think a lot about. Anyway, he wins bronze, first Olympic medal of his life, 4 years of work, gets on the microphone, and then proceeds to tell the world that he cheated on his girlfriend.
For et halvt år siden så møtte jeg mitt livs kjærlighet. Verdens vakreste, fineste person. Og for 3 måneder siden så gjorde jeg min største tabbe og var utro mot henne.
I'm all for admitting when you've done wrong, and ultimately I think it's good that he told the truth, but I don't know. Was the podium of the Olympics really the place it had to have happened? Well, your girl is sitting with all her friends and family watching the Olympics. Did you consider how embarrassing that might have been? On this topic, let's talk about penisgate. Everyone pay attention. This is the most important thing I have ever covered. The World Anti-Doping Agency launched an investigation into ski jumpers for injecting hyaluronic acid into their penises to gain competitive advantage at the Olympics. For anyone who doesn't know what ski jumping is, you basically go down an enormous ramp, you launch off at the end. The goal is to fly as far as possible, and you do that by spreading yourself out like a human sail. And because your body is a sail, your suit has to conform exactly to your body. No extra fabric, nothing loose, nothing that gives you extra lift. You know, very strict rules. Here's what some of these guys figured out. Bigger dick, bigger suit. If you have a smaller situation down there, your suit has less to work with in that area. So they were injecting themselves to temporarily increase the size, which means the suit now has extra fabric in the groin, which creates drag, which means more airtime on that motherfucking jump. Doing anything to even try come close to the aura of the flying squirrel. I want to be clear that I did more research on this topic than anything else in the video. I really wanted to make sure I got, let's say, the full picture. I got no regrets. You know who does have regrets though? The condom boy at the Olympics. Forbes reported that the Olympics village ran out of condoms after 3 days. They provided 10,000 condoms to these fiends, by the way. And I did the math. 2,900 athletes, roughly 1,500 guys. If everyone was going at the same rate, each athlete was using about 7 condoms a day. 7. The best athletes on earth showed up to Milan and just completely lost their fucking marbles. This is serious fucking, folks. And get this, people were reselling the Olympic branded condoms on eBay. For the hefty price of $99, you can get a mint condition Olympic branded condom. Thanks, reseller, for disclosing it's in mint condition, I guess. Okay, I saved this one for last. Alysa Liu, Bay Area girl, figure skating prodigy basically from the moment she could walk. At 13, she won the US championship, and at 16, she retired due to mental health. 2 years later, at 18, she came back, recently won gold at the Olympics, and went viral. Not just for skating, but for the energy she was doing it with. Like, she was just genuinely having the time of her life out there. No stress on her face, no intensity, just having fun skating. And I've been thinking about this. There's this mythological idea of a Greek guy named Sisyphus, condemned to roll a boulder up a hill for eternity. It sounds like a nightmare, but the philosopher Camus looked at the story and said, imagine Sisyphus happy, finding meaning not in reaching the top, but just in the act of pushing, enjoying the thing itself. That's Alysa Liu. She's not romanticizing the grind, she's not posting about sacrifice and suffering and how hard the come up is. She just loves skating. It's fun to her. Someone online described her as a chill-maxing spirit maga with nothing to prove. And honestly, that's the most accurate thing I've ever read. Alysa Liu went back home with not 1 but 2 gold medals that she didn't even intend to get. She is just happy to skate. In a video full of idiots, she was the only one who actually had it figured out. So honestly, kudos to her. I've decided for the rest of 2026, I'm going to fun max and joy mog my way to my goals. No misery, no glorifying the grind, just actually enjoying the process. And I'm getting closer to 200 subscribers, so if you want to join me on that, hit the subscribe button. Appreciate all the support on the videos lately. It actually means a lot. See you in the next one.